like an old man enjoying a Werther's caramel. Welcome, friends. Lost Scarf here, and it's time for the vlog. I'm gonna shoot for 20 minutes, 10 minutes on everything with the channel and everything, and then 10 minutes on topic. We'll see if we pull that off. So, the channel, Xenoverse LP still going, Ensign Emergency, very fun to play. Xenoverse is fun. It's more of the same, but more things. Like, they came up with more ideas. So Xenoverse 2 is just an improved version of 1, and the story, I'm really enjoying it, so I really like the game. There are people like, it should have just been an expansion. Like, no. There actually is enough for it to be an actual sequel. There's enough in there. I really like what they've done. Overwatch, of course, still doing 3 a week. We did more this week because of the patch notes. Check that out if you haven't seen it. It making sense of certain things. Just certain buffs, I'm like, wow, I can't believe those are buffs. I gotta say, Pharah buff, oh my god, I am wrecking so much ass. Pharah is, oh my god. Like, what going on with Pharah is, you're able to be at perfect y-axis of your opponents. And at the extreme height, because of her lift now. So what happens is, you're perfectly above, so it's a real pain in the ass to shoot at Pharah. Like, it's really hard. So I'm dominating from the y-axis, perfect y-axis. It is amazing. Like, just raining down the hate on people. It's amazing. Justice ain't raining. This is just pure, unadulterated, everyone dies kind of thing going on. Soldier 76 buff is surprising me as well. He's just wrecking ass. Torbjorn buff, it's nice. There's gonna be a Torbjorn video. It's gonna be like, on defense, he's amazing as always. On offense, just, you need teammates to help you with that. Like, if you're just trying to go broken arrow with it, it ain't gonna work out. If teammates are helping you set up shop with, like, shields and stuff, it's doable. But, if you don't have teammates helping you out and you're just doing it on your own, it ain't gonna work. Torbjorn on control as well, just, you need some help with that. If you're just setting up and just shooting into the place, it just doesn't work. It's just not so great. I hate Torbjorns who just want to force it. You need a team willing to do it with you. If you force it, you're gonna lose, and I have not had a match where Torbjorn has won, because my team doesn't buy into it. They just won't. I'm like, I'm willing to give it a chance, but then I see the Torbjorn just be not very good with him. Like, fudge it, can't do it. Forget it. Overwatch guides coming up as always every week. Work on Anna. Widowmaker comes next. Widowmaker is frustrating. Because I've been wanting to do a video of Widowmaker because we haven't done one in a long time. Every time I record with Widowmaker, I just suck. I'll be like, oh my god, I'm not landing a damn shot. And then when I kill the recording, where I'm not talking more, I'm just playing and focusing, I'm getting like 10, no death. Like 10 kills, didn't get killed. I'm just moving around, I'm just being the super Widowmaker that I know I can be. But when I'm just like explaining stuff and talking and just doing the usual LP stuff, I can't, like, apparently I can't talk and be an amazing sniper at the same time. Which makes sense, it does, but it's also just, damn it, I can't make an entertaining video. Like, I could do it like, here's me sucking, but that's not very fun to watch when it's a sniper. Like, here's me sucking at Roadhog can be fun to watch. Like, wow, he really failed that hook shot in just funny ways, or actually succeeding on accident. That can be very entertaining. Same thing with Junkrat. Putting pills in random place and getting kills anyway, that can be fun. But a sniper is not very entertaining to watch when you're failing with them. It just isn't, in my opinion. Other things, see, one-shots will be coming back. We haven't been doing them for a while because there's just been other projects. We just do so many different projects that it basically has become a cycle where some things are cycled in, some things are cycled out. And that's what's happening right now, is one-shots just haven't been around for a while, and they'll be back. I did Owlboy, we finished Owlboy, so there's going to be a review on Owlboy for the next one-shot, and then we'll see where we go from there. There's a lot of games worth one-shotting, so I want to get back to that, so we'll have streams of that as well. One thing I just want to say about Owlboy is visually stunning, musically amazing, mechanics are pretty good. The game design is iffy in certain places to a frustrating degree at points. The story is okay. The characters, not bad. Some of the writing could have been better. In my opinion, the game is good. It is worth getting. I would give it a 7. It is above average. It is not the, oh my god, this is the game you must own kind of game. This is not like, which I feel people should stop doing, is don't compare it to Undertale. It's not the right thing to do. Undertale was this thing that just blew everything out of the water for its time. Owlboy is good, but not that good, and you should never compare something to something that was huge. Like, you should never do that. You can, like, unless it's something like, unless you're comparing this genre, something within genre, then fine, but this is not within genre. This is a platformer. It's not within genre. You cannot compare those two. You can compare this to, say, maybe like Mario Brothers, or compare this to other platformer exploration kind of games. You could compare this to Metroid, kind of, because you are in kind of a hub world kind of thing going on when you're playing Owlboy. You can do that, but I would not compare it so far across the board to something like Undertale. They're both indie games, but it'd be like comparing Owlboy to, it'd be like comparing Undertale to Stardew Valley, because both were developed by like one or two people. Stardew Valley is one person. I can't remember how many people developed Undertale. Might be one person as well, and they both took a couple of years. Owlboy had a couple people. It had a team. It took 9 years. It's different. It is a different thing. I don't think you should be making that comparison. I really don't think you should. It just doesn't help to do that. It was not a bad game. It was good, just not great in my opinion. Other thing, Hearthstone. We're coming back to Hearthstone because Gadget Jam's almost here. Karazhan, we're gonna do Sunday night, and then the next Sunday night if we're not finished with it this Sunday. So you look out for that. Hearthstone, we have a return to Hearthstone video. What I didn't know is you come back to Hearthstone after a while, they give you these quests you can do, you fight these different characters with a set deck, you have a chance of getting more cards, you can get 10 cards for $5, and it also gives you a rare, so we did all that in this one video, so you'll see that coming up in the future. And Gadget Zan's almost here, and we'll do some content with Gadget Zan. That should be a lot of fun. Other thing to talk about is internet problems. So, Saturday nights have always been like, there were Smite for years, now it's Overwatch. And here's a problem that there's nothing we can do about, at least not right now. That is, what I learned is we have DSL. And the way DSL works is it's a highway. The more people using DSL in the area, the slower the internet is for everybody, which, damn it, I did not know that. Now I do. Like, people who know more than I do told me about this. I'm like, well, that's not good. We have more neighbors. So, my internet is not as good as it used to be. So, when we do an online game, the bitrate has to go down. When we do an offline game, the bitrate's fine. It's fine where it is. But when it's an online game, we have to bring down the bitrate. So Overwatch's quality visually is going to go down, which makes me sad because some of you are here for me and see me play the game. And the pixelation will be fine. For some people, it will not be fine. And it sucks to lose people just over that reason. And that's just too bad, but that's what's going to happen. It's too bad. And there's nothing I can do about it. So, we'll see what happens. And maybe someday, when I live somewhere else where the internet is different, we can go from there. Problem is, the US just has some of the worst internet in the world, which is surprising. Like, when it comes to the developed worlds, we have some of the worst internet. It is surprising as hell. It is really weird. There are some other countries, the internet is just 10 times, 20 times better than mine. And it's just, damn, alright, damn. Like Google Fiber's done. Like they're gonna stop doing that. Google Fiber would have been huge. Didn't get out here. Damn it. Sucks. It just sucks. Last minute talk about Pokemon Sun and Moon. I own Sun, Jinx owns Moon, and we're having fun playing it. We just spent hours just playing that. That's it. Like I was just talking to Jinx and then we were just playing Sun and Moon. That was it. That's all we were doing. It's fun. It was a fun game. I really enjoy it. There are still some Pokemon I didn't know about, so I'm being surprised by them. Of course, there's a lot of Pokemon I already knew about, so I'm not being surprised by them. I'm just having fun playing it. Really enjoying it. I went with Poplio because Primanera gets the Spirit Bomb, which is awesome. When I saw that, I'm like, she has the Spirit Bomb. She has the Spirit Bomb. That is going to be my Pokemon. That's it right there. And a lot of people put in effort to get the female version, and I did too. It took Jinx a lot of tries. I think she was on try 14 or something the last time I asked her about it, and I don't know how many tries it actually took her. Some other people took them like 4 hours to get it. It took me third try to get female Poplio, which is weird. Apparently it's 15% chance to get female, and then for Litten it's 15% chance to get, not 15%, but the male to female ratio is higher chance of getting a female for Litten. Well, Poplio, which is the one that gets a female evolution, very feminine looking evolution, has a 15% chance to get female, which is weird. I don't get it. One more quick aside before we go over the topic. I got, apparently, so there's a Pokemon called Smeargle, which is an artist Pokemon, and when you fight it, it has an ability called Sketch. It's the only ability that has 1 PP, and when it fails, all it has left is Struggle. And I feel like they're trying to say something. If you fail your Sketch, then all you have is Struggle when you're an artist. Oh, damn. Alright, so topic, and the topic comes from a lot of things, and it could be more general, but here's the thing. Here's the topic, and it leads from Hamilton. So last night, Mike Pence was at Hamilton. And this is only going to be political at the start, and it's not going to be political. And so he was at Hamilton, and when the show was over, the cast of Hamilton were like, please don't go yet, Mr. Pence. We just want to say in front of everyone that we hope that watching our show will help you think about how you're going to be the vice president, because we're scared. We're worried that we're going to get marginalized and we're going to get effed over, and it's going to be really bad for us because we're people of color. We have a bunch of different ideologies. We have gay people, straight people. We have a bunch of different groups here, and we're worried that your vice presidency is going to be very bad for us. And so please, please do right by us, kind of thing. I'm paraphrasing very badly, but that was essentially what I felt they were trying to say. And so you got people who were praising Hamilton for doing this. You got people who were saying they were classless. You got people who were mad that they were bringing politics into this. It's a Broadway show about politics, for God's sakes. I'm not really feeling that one, but I get some of the annoyance, but I argue it's fine. I argue it's fun to bring politics at the end of the show. Here's what I feel. As a performer, when you're a performer, the service you're paid for is to entertain, to make people not think about their worldly worries right now, to just have fun, whatever feeling they want to feel from the show, you give them that feeling. Well, you don't go to a drama to laugh, you don't go to a comedy to cry, but, well, you did back in the Greek times, but, you go to a show for a reason. You go to not just a Broadway show, but you go to a musical act, whatever, for a thing. And if in the middle of the show they just start talking about politics and just throwing you back into the real world, that would be frustrating as hell. But my argument is I draw the line at where the show ends. When the show's over, it's okay for the Hamilton cast to drop their masks and talk politics if they want. Because it's the end of the show. The show's over, everyone's leaving. That's fine. I'm not okay if it's in the middle of the show because you're interrupting the service. The service is done. They did the show. Hamilton's over. The service is done. They can do whatever they want. They can be opinionated if they want. It's over. That's it. This is why I'm fine with shows that do a Q&A after the show is over. I've been to a couple of Broadway shows, and I think it's fine to do that. Show's over, Q&A, there you go. There. Everything's now, you can be more personal, you can be your opinions, there you go. When a musical act does politics in the middle of their goddamn show, I get why people are frustrated. I get why people are annoyed. Kanye West recently did a thing where he's talking about Trump, how he would vote for Trump in the middle of the show, and people were mad at him. I will argue it's not just because of Trump, but because he's talking about politics in the middle of a musical act. Because I would argue the same thing for freaking Bono. When Bono was a big thing, he would talk about just environmental causes or about war. Or he'd just talk about so many different subjects in the middle of the show. And people are like, just get back to the damn show. Play the music. People paid for the music, not for your political views or your environmentalist views or whatever cause you have. People didn't pay for that. At the end of the show, Bono could tell you about all these things, but not at the start and not in the middle. Because I know there's this one. At the start of the show, Bono just starts clapping. He's like, clap, clap. Or was he snapping his fingers? He's doing one or the other one. And he's like, every time I clap my hands, some kids are orphaned by a war or something like that. This is badly paraphrasing. The meme's out there, you can look at it. And so a Scotsman yells out, well, then stop clapping your hands, you madman. Which is hilarious. But it's a thing that Bono does. Well, Bono's like, hey, let me, we're entertaining you. Let's make it serious for a minute. I want to tell you about this horrible things. Like, I get what you want to do because everyone's there. You have your audience. They're captive. You can tell them about these subjects. You can make them feel about this subject. But they did not pay for that. That's not the service they paid for. It's like if I bought a sandwich and the sandwich got stamped with vote Trump or something like that, or Trump is wrong, or Hillary's a criminal, or just any of these political things, or just like, or it's just stamped on the sandwich is Duterte is a jerk or something stupid like that. Just, you didn't pay to have politics on your sandwich. You just paid for a damn sandwich. You get it, right? Like, the service of entertainment. It's important to do your job, and then you can politicize when it's over, or talk about whatever subject you want. Like, there it is. And I will argue the same thing for if you want to mention a charity, you bring it up at the end, unless the charity is like the sponsor of it or whatever. Like, there's a time and a place for things. This includes an entertainment. The only one I'll argue that's the exception is comedians. When you're a comedian, Everything's free game at any time. That whole thing with Amy Schumer, where she's like, she starts talking about Trump and just like a couple hundred people walk out. They already paid the tickets. It doesn't matter. And they should expect this. She has her views on this, and comedians talk about whatever they want. That's how comedians work. They talk current events. They talk past events. They talk about things that might happen. That's what they do. They put a lens on things. So for them, they are the exception, in my opinion, is they talk about politics whenever they want because they are comedians. Comedians cover whatever they want to cover. You go there, that's what you should be expecting, is something funny, but also about things that maybe or maybe not that you agree with. That's how it works. That's how they do things. So that's how I feel on that. The big thing, though, is the reaction to Hamilton, which is, I did so much setup of this. 4 minutes left. Is the reaction to it is what has my thoughts going, is that there are people praising Hamilton, and there are people saying Hamilton had no class for doing this. And there are people just being very vicious at each other about this. In my opinion, it's fine what they did and when they did it. That's fine. It's fine. My problem is, it was a lot of people yelling at each other, but no one asking why they did it in the first place. Hamilton did this because they felt like they needed to do this. That's what's important. And this is the whole thing I'm worried about, is there's not enough asking why, there's not enough questions, there's not enough just trying to understand. And this is a huge problem for us in general when it comes to the internet. We can easily mute, we can easily block. And the problem is, there are times when you have to. There are people who will just say, F you, as their opening statement. It's like, well, they're not worth talking to. You can't open like that. Now, if you have a disagreement and you say all these things, then fine. But if you open up with aggressiveness, or if you're met with aggressiveness, that's probably not a conversation you can really have right now, or ever, because certain people are only aggressive. The problem is, we've become way more aggressive on the internet. A lot more aggressive. We are enjoying rage too much. We're enjoying outrage too much. Family stuff happened, so I lost my train of thought. I had to listen to myself, and holy crap. What I was saying was, we utilize our outrage negatively all the damn time. All we do with it is we get mad, we get angry, and we usually attack people. That's usually what happens. Or we attack a group as a group. We just say, these people are complete shit. That doesn't help anybody. It really doesn't. Just increasing the size, just making more of an enemy, or just creating enemies by just being vicious at each other, doesn't do anything. Tearing people down, it's never going to work. We have to build up. There's not enough usage of making this energy into something more positive. Because you can do something positive with your outrage. You can vote for things, you can write congressmen, this actually does stuff, people. It really does. There's too much people who think, oh, nothing actually happens, but it actually does. If enough voices are actually heard on something, something will happen. It really does happen. It's not just at the congressional level. We're talking about just your mayor. We're talking about aldermen. We're talking about just districts, cities, the state. There's not just the national level. There's so many things that can be done if enough voices are heard. Use that energy positively. Do all that. Make that happen. But for the love of God, understand one more thing. That is the center of what America is, and that has always been compromise. This is the thing that we are doing way too much, and the internet is to blame part of it. Part of it is also our nature, and that is that we are divided. Now, this is building on last week, and that is too much division, not enough coming together and understanding both sides. Because this is what built our damn country. Our country was built on compromise. There were two sides. There were two opinions on how the government should be, and they came together and made a compromise. Our government is out of a compromise. It has always been a compromise. Our political system has relied on compromise. Just think about this. There has always been, well, until a certain point, it was like 3 or 4 parties. They came together and they worked things out. They would argue different sides and make something work out. It has been this way for 200 years. It was this way in the 80s. It was this way in the 90s. Internet comes out and then we start getting more divided. We've always been divided, but there's always been compromise. There's always been working together. There's always been working together. But at this point, everyone can have the truth they want. Everyone can be reaffirmed for whatever they want. They don't need to look at the other side to try to understand how they might be wrong, or maybe they are right. They just don't understand why they're right. They just think they are. We have slowly gone all the way out here. And we're almost all the way out here. And if we don't do something, we're out here and we're never coming back. This is what worries me, because we are, well, arguably right here, because right now the right controls everything. So we're right here right now. And the question is going to be answered next 4 years, which way we're going to go. Because I don't care, even if a Democrat wins in 4 years, if we're still like this, we are fucked as a people. We have to be like this. We have to try to get back to here. That is what I feel. That is what I know is true. In that, what the hell? In that, America at no point has ever been one thing. We have the Statue of Liberty, for God's sakes. How do people forget what the Statue of Liberty stands for? Bring me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses. This is asking for immigrants to come over here. From the start, we have never been only white. Unfortunately, there were slaves brought over, but not just that, but you also had Native Americans who already lived here. And then, of course, as time went by, you had the Chinese come over. You had other different ethnicities coming over. You had immigrants from everywhere. There were times when the Irish wasn't considered white, basically. There was a time of that. They weren't considered as low as black, but they were considered lesser than white. There was a time of that. Same thing went for Germans. Like, Germans were a big thing in America. World War II happens and Germans were treated lesser. You got the internment camps happening for the Japanese. We have always been a group of everything, but also when fear happens, we're a group that divides itself, which is horrible. We consolidate a hatred of something else in a lot of ways, and it's always a horrible thing, unfortunately. 9/11 happened. Everyone came together against the Muslims, which is horrible. A lot of people came together against the Muslims, though. We were very consolidated, except for one group, because we blamed all of this for what only a few did. And that's not right, and that's not how it works. That's not... No. We need to come together and be together again. And the way different groups and people can do it in different ways. Some people it's by voting, it's by doing this, by that. For us, it is leading by example, and the best example we can lead by is be kind, be kind, be kind. This comes from one of my favorite people ever, Dave Kellett. I have his poster on my wall. I have his other poster back there. And we should have a link in the description to this. And I've read this before, and I want to read it again, and that's how we're going to end it out here. And this is what it says. You are not alone in this. The night times where you've turned and tossed, the daytime battles fought and lost. The roads you've walked, the fears you've fought, the price you paid so dearly bought, is fought the same, is walked as well, is paid as dearly plain to tell, by all those moving on this earth from their first day of hard-won birth. This world is hard, it eases few, and all lives feel it, same as you. So let one thought invest your mind. To every human life you find, they're just as pained, they're just as blind, their burdens are as much a grind. My friends, we cannot say it enough times. Be kind, be kind, be kind. Because the truth of the matter is, we're all in this together. All of us. Mostly as a planet, but Americans, we're all in this together. We need to be kind to each other because we're all having shitty times at times. We all have good times at times. And sometimes we're making it shitty for each other. We can make it amazing for each other. So we should do that. So again, be kind, everybody. So that's the vlog. I had fun talking, I had fun watching and listening. That's what's all about, and having fun. Thanks, come by. And see you next time.